Alright guys, I am going to do a video on my training program. I did one before, but I don't think I was concise enough with it. I get a lot of people asking me questions. I'm going to go through the principles of it again to show you what's going on with it, and I will give you a specific breakout of the workouts, how the workouts actually work, so you can see what's going on. Before we get into it, some quick housekeeping. Please take the time to subscribe to my channel. I get a lot of people watching my videos, not that many people subscribing. The algorithm likes it when you subscribe, so I'd appreciate it if you would. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you have questions or comments about the content here, put them in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer each and every one of them. If you want to get in contact with me, my contact information is in the description. I am on Instagram at Paul K. Barnett. You can DM me there, or you can shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com, also down below. All right, so I'm a muscle nerd. I know I talk about PEDs a lot, but it's actually pretty my least favorite thing about the gym to talk about, but seems we get people interested in my channel. I like to share good information too, to try to keep people from doing stupid things. But really what I geeked out on are diet and nutrition, and I have read a ton of nutrition and diet, nutrition and training. I've read a ton of training books. I've read some really good ones this year that have kind of changed my mind on training. I have the 3 listed here. I would start with the Muscle and Strength Pyramid by Dr. Eric Helms. It's probably the easiest one to digest. And then I would get into the Scientific Principles of Hypertrophy Training by Dr. Mike Israetel. I love Mike Israetel's stuff. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Renaissance Periodization, I strongly suggest doing so. I think he has the best videos on YouTube about training. And if you really want to get into the science of all of the principles of this high volume training, I would take a look at the Science and Development of Muscle Hypertrophy by Dr. Brad Schoenfeld. This is a deep dive. This is very sciencey. This is more about studies of muscle hypertrophy and what leads to hypertrophy. So that one's some heavy reading. Anyway, let's get into it. The program concept, I have based my program loosely, well, probably more than loosely. It's pretty close to what Dr. Mike Israetel has, and it is an increasing frequency program where a graduated frequency program where you ratchet your frequency up over time. It's high frequency, high volume, high rep, and it's a periodized training. So the concept here is the more frequently you stimulate the muscle, the more opportunities there is for growth. I am currently doing I'll give you the example of a bro split versus the PPL, which is what I'm currently doing. I've done bro splits in the past. With the bro split, you're only working each body part 52 times a year. That is assuming that you're doing 52 weeks of hard workouts. We know not everybody is, but I'm just using this for simple math. So with the bro split, let's say you have 52 opportunities for stimulating muscle protein synthesis and growth a year. With a bro split, or with the PPL split versus the bro split, if you're doing everything twice a year, you have doubled your opportunities for muscle growth to 104. So in theory, you are getting more growth opportunities. If you're newer to training, you can even do an upper body split and get everything in 3 times a week. So with the program, as I mentioned before, we're incrementally increasing volume over a 5 to 6 week period. We go from our minimum effective volume, which is the minimum volume that allows us to maintain the muscle size that we currently have, to our MRV, which is our maximum recoverable volume, which is the maximum volume that we can get away with and still recover from before our next workout. That varies wildly based on person. I have found for me, it ranges anywhere from 18 to like 23 or 24 sets per body part per week I can get away with at my age, and I am enhanced. If you're younger, using heavier doses of PEDs, you might be able to push it higher than that. Different muscles are different for me. I noticed like hamstrings, I can't push the volume as high. For arms, I can blast my arms with a lot of volume. and they seem to recover just fine. You want to walk up to that edge, but not past the maximum recoverable volume, or you're just going to bury yourself in a hole. The periodization works like so. It's 4 to 6 weeks of gradually increasing volume and load. And the last 1 to 3 weeks of the program should be at maximum recoverable volume. And you can, when you first start the program, nothing is to failure. Keep that in mind. We're pushing up volume, not to failure. This is not your typical raise the weights up, add a couple more pounds to the bar type program. We're pushing volume, not weights. The weights are less important than the volume. Now, we do want to push weights up where possible, but it's not the primary goal. The primary goal is to raise volume to the highest volume that we can tolerate. So the last 1 to 3 weeks of the program should be at maximum recoverable volume. You push a little closer to failure. At the beginning of the cycle, I am usually like 3 or 4 reps in reserve on each set. At the end of the cycle, I'm closer to failure, like 1 or 2 reps shy of failure. After 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how your body responds, you want to push it up until you can't really go much more. 6 weeks seems to be the outer limit for me. I did try to push to 7 weeks just to see what happened, and the wheels kind of fell off. My training sucked. So 6 weeks seems to be the maximum that I can go and get away with, and that's training enhanced. I'm also old. I'm almost 48, so if you're young, you can probably get away with more. But 6 weeks seems to be the sweet spot for me. So after 6 weeks, I take a deload, and I restart this whole process over again. Okay, so training periodization. As I mentioned, weeks 1 to 3, minimum effective volume. Weeks 4 to end, maximum recoverable volume. And then the resensitization phase we have here at the end. 1 to 2 weeks. During that phase, I'm going to do 20 reps on everything. I just did a deload this week. In fact, it's 20 reps on everything at 60% of the weights that I finished my last cycle off. These should be easy. It's just to get blood pumping through the muscle, to help heal. Nothing is to failure. This should not be a taxing workout. This is just enough to get blood flowing and allow us to recover. The lifting split that I do currently is push, legs, pull and abs. My first pull workout is a thickness focused, and what I mean by that, it is all rowing movements. I take a day off. I do push, legs, this is a hamstring focused leg workout versus a quads focused. There is some quads in each. It's some hams and knees, which is just that we're more focused. And then the pull, which is width focus, which are pull down vertical movements. The thickness is horizontal movements. I do cardio 4 times per week post-workout. I do them on upper body days only. I do not do cardio on leg days. I do it post-workout. I do HIIT cardio. I do 12 minutes of HIIT cardio with 40-second of low-intensity intervals and 20-second sprints on the stair stepper. And I do this for cardiovascular health. This is not for fat burning. This is to keep me from having a fucking heart attack. Okay. All right, so I'm actually not done here yet. So let's take a look at the guts of the workout itself. This is my spreadsheet that I use for my workouts. You can see the first push, which is chest focus. When I say chest focus, what I mean is we're doing a little higher volume on chest that day, and we put chest as the first group of exercises, so we are fresh, we have more energy. Week 1, we start off with 2 sets, 10 to 12 reps. I do vary the rep schemes on the different cycles. So this last cycle that I did, on compound movements, I did 8 reps. On isolation movements, I did 12 reps. On the first cycle that I did 10 to 12 reps on compound movements and 15 reps on isolation movements. So that rep scheme stays through the whole cycle. So for simplicity's sake here, we're going to say 10 to 12 reps on compound movements, 15 on isolation movements. You can see here how it progresses through the whole cycle. You have week 1, which is minimum or minimum effective volume, MEV, which is what we have. We know is the minimum volume that will maintain our size. We can get away with this. You could run this in perpetuity, and you're probably not going to progress, but you're not going to lose either. So for me, I have found, somewhere in the 8 to 10 sets per week per body part range is what works for me. So you'll see here the first chest workout. I have two, I have chest press and flies, and what you here you can select whatever fly or chest press movement you want. I stick with the same movement through the whole cycle. This last cycle, I did incline bench press. I also did cable flies is what I did for my fly movement. So week 1, you see here I have 5 total sets of chest. Week 2, 7 total sets of chest on the first workout. 8 total sets of chest on week 3. And 10 total sets of chest on week 4, and we maintain that same volume through week 6. And then after week 6, I do a deload, rinse, wash, and repeat. I may change the rep schemes up for the next 6 weeks. Delts, I have here shoulder press, face pulls, standing lateral raises. So for delts, you have 3 heads you want to work, so I consider those 3 different muscle groups. A lot of people don't train that way. They don't consider it 3 different muscle groups. For bodybuilding purposes, I do. So shoulder presses are going to be, vertical shoulder presses are going to be more of a front delt type movement, okay? Face pulls are, if you do them properly, are a rear delt movement if you're not pulling with your back and your traps. And standing lateral raises, if you have proper form, those are a lateral head movement. So we are working all 3 heads of the deltoids to get a nice round look. Same progression of volume here, and I'm not going to rehash the volume, although I do a bit more volume on shoulders because I consider each head to have its own volume requirements. You'll see here, week 1, it's 1 set of shoulder press. Week 2 is 2. Week 3 is 3. Week 4 is 4 shoulder press. So we have 4 for front delts. We progress from 3 to 6 sets for lateral and rear heads. And then we finish up the workout with triceps. You want to do a vertical tricep press and a horizontal tricep press of your choice. So you're working them from both directions. And what I mean by vertical is pushing down. Horizontal is an overhead extension. So you could do something like French presses and push downs, or you could use skull crushers, whatever you wanted, and something like narrow grip bench presses for your horizontal press. Anyway, but that gives you an idea. Those I progress from 4 sets total up to 10 sets total. This last time I think I only went up to 8 sets total. It's my elbow. I do not have a UCL in my elbow, so my elbow gets fucked up after a while. Anyway, moving on to legs, the quad focus leg workout. You can see here I have leg presses or lunges as my first quad movement. I like leg presses, and when I do leg presses for quads, I do narrow grip or narrow stance leg presses where I have my feet close together, only about 6 inches apart, and I get nice and deep on them. So many people do not do leg presses deep enough. You're not getting shit out of them if you don't do them deep enough. You gotta go till your ankles are touching your ass. That if your ankles aren't touching your ass, you aren't going deep enough on leg presses. You need to lighten the weight up, put your ego aside. Nobody's won an award for the most plates on leg press. Doesn't happen. People only care about your quads being big. You can see my quad. If you look at my pictures, you go back and look at my pictures, my quads grew like crazy. I was only using 4 plates per side. That people would consider that pussy weights. You can make fun of it if you want, but my fucking legs are 32 inches right now. I did narrow stance pendulum squat as well. Same deal. Ass to grass. Light weights. I only use 2 plates on the pendulum squats. Nothing heavy. higher reps. On the leg presses, I did 15 reps. The pendulum squats, I did 10 to 12 reps. We start off with 1 set on each, progressing to 4 sets on each. And then we finish off with leg extensions. Leg extensions are another thing I see people use way too much weight on. If you can't stop at the top and squeeze your quads, the weight is too fucking heavy. I see people do these half-ass, half-rep leg extensions with way too much weight. Guys with chicken legs that are way smaller than mine doing way too much weight on quad extensions. Leg extensions. You're just wasting your fucking time. Wasting your time. It drives me nuts. So volume on those progress from 2 sets up to 5 sets each. So we are doing at maximum volume on the first quad workout. We are doing a total of 13 total sets for quads. For hamstrings, I do a leg curl. I like seated leg curls. I feel seated leg curls more than any other leg curl, but pick your favorite. Standing, lying, whatever works for you. Once again, lightweight, high reps works better for legs for me. I just found I do 15 to 20 reps on leg curls. Start off with 1 set progressing up to 4. I do dumbbell stiff-legged deadlifts. I like dumbbell stiff-legged deadlifts versus the barbell because I can get the dumbbells to the side of my legs, stick my ass out, and get nice and deep with those. I feel more out of them, but if barbell stiff-legged deadlifts work for you, that's fine. Just don't get your ego involved. I see too many people, once again, using too much fucking weight on stiff-legged deadlifts, and they are not working their hamstrings at all. I do 10 to 12 reps on those. Try to keep my back in a neutral position. And let my ass and my hamstrings do the work. 10 to 12 reps. Volume is progressing from 1 up to 4 sets on those. Calf raises, I really don't do a whole lot on calves. I have 22-inch calves. They're fat man calves. I've never had to work my calves that hard. They're just big naturally. I don't do shit for them, I'll be honest with you. I have it progressing from 2 to 4 sets. I don't go up to 4 sets. I just pretty much stay to 2 sets through the whole way. 20 reps, lightweight. Calves are another thing everybody does way too much fucking weight on. I have another video up here from Dante Trudell's calf raise technique where you go all the way down to the bottom and you push that stretch out for like a good 10, 15 seconds. You try that sometime and let me know how your calves feel. That's the way I train my calves. All right, so round 2. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to look at pull here. So pull, my first pull workout is thickness focused. And what I mean by thickness are horizontal pulling movements. Barbell rows, dumbbell rows, machine rows, things like that. Things that are going to mostly affect your rhomboids and thicken up your middle of your back. I think I have a pretty good back. I think I have a thicker back than most guys. So you pick what works well for you, barbell or dumbbell row. I like barbell rows. My gym only goes up to 150-pound dumbbells for dumbbell rows, and I can do like fucking 20 reps with the 150-pound dumbbell row. So it's just a waste of time for me. So I do barbell rows, heavy barbell rows. I do traps on back day. I consider that a pulling movement. I know some people do them with shoulders. I do them with back. It's really more of a back muscle group when you look at it. And then I finish off with a machine row. I have a prime machine. It's a pulling row. I really like that machine. For the barbell rows, I do 10 to 12 reps. For the machine rows, I do 12 to 15 reps. For the shrugs, I do 20 reps. I have found that high reps, lighter weight work better for trap development. That's just been my experience. Traps, most people I see putting way too much weight on the bar, trying to do shrugs, and they are not working their traps at fucking all. If you don't see the muscle moving, you're not working it. If you don't feel it in that muscle, you're not working it. Put your ego aside. Use a weight you can handle. Drives me fucking nuts, man. I can't tell you. Volume on back progresses from 4 sets up to At peak volume, we're doing about 11 sets for pulling. Okay. Biceps in this workout, I do a cable or machine curls. I like cable or machine curls because you have tension on the biceps throughout the entire range of motion. I do throw some dumbbell curls in there, but I have found that cable or machine curls are dummy proof. You can't. It's harder to cheat those than it is with a barbell or a dumbbell curl. I see so many dudes with skinny arms doing half reps or leaning back and curling way too much weight. I've always had trouble getting my arms to grow. I have really long arms. They hit 20 inches this fall. Which is the biggest they have been, which is an accomplishment for me. I have long ass arms. It's hard to get my arms to grow. And the way I got my arms to grow is to use lighter weights, higher reps, get a good squeeze. So for biceps, what I do, I start off with 5 total sets of volume, and we progress up to. This is incorrect on here. Or no, actually, it is incorrect. We progress up to 10 sets of total volume for biceps. Reps are in the 15 rep range. I do higher reps for biceps. Get a good squeeze. Ab exercise says ab exercise of your choice. I use a hammer strength ab machine. I like weighted ab exercises. I think that's what gives you those thick, crunchy abs. If you have a thick waist, stay away from anything that works your obliques. I see dudes working their obliques all the time. You don't want to make your obliques bigger for bodybuilding. Round 2 of the workout. So here's round 2. I alternate. I have a push A and a push B, a leg B. So there's 2 different workouts I rotate through the week. So my workout B for push is shoulder focused, and with shoulder focused, I do my shoulder work first. I pick a different set of exercises than I use on my first workout. I usually do a machine shoulder press, bent lateral raises with a cable or a dumbbell, and standing lateral raises with a cable or a machine. I use a machine. I'm not going to go through the volume again. It's the same volume as the other workout. For chest comes after shoulders on this workout, since it is a Delt focused workout. I usually do a flat dumbbell press, and I will do some sort of, usually I'll do like a pec deck fly. I do a different type of fly. I did cable flies on the first workout, pec deck on the second workout. Same volume, same rep schemes, and triceps, same deal again. So it's just really the same thing. The B version of the leg workout, this is glutes and ham focus. When I got on stage last year, I definitely had very poor glute and ham development in hindsight, and it's because I wasn't really paying attention to them. So I have put a workout in. I think people get too focused on quads. You very rarely see people on an amateur bodybuilding stage that have good posterior chain development, glutes and hams. So in this workout, we start off with hamstrings first. I'll do a leg curl and a stiff-legged deadlift again. Glutes and adductors, I will do a sumo squat, which is with your legs wide out with a light weight. I don't use a lot of weight. Do higher reps, really focus on getting deep. I will do my sumo squats a lot of times on a machine, probably the Smith machine. Get nice and deep, toes pointed out, work those adductors and glutes. I will also do the good girl, bad girl machine, and do adduction for my adductors. And then I'll do seated calf raise. Same deal with calves again. I don't do a lot for calves because my calves are huge already. I don't really need to grow them anymore. I save that recovery ability and that volume for other things. And finally, the second pull workout. This is a width focused workout, and what I mean by that, this is vertical pulling exercises. So pull downs on this one. I have wide grip pull downs on here. I personally like narrow grip pull downs. You can do wide grip pull downs or chin ups. I only feel why I have come to the conclusion over the years, for me, probably because of my long arms, I only feel wide grip pull downs in my biceps. I don't feel them in my back at all. So I've switched to narrower grip pull downs over the years and pull with my elbows, and I get more out of those. Volume is pretty much the same as before. We progress from a total of 4 sets of volume up to, at the end, we're at 12 sets of total volume. Shrugs, you can pick the shrugs of your choice. Same rep schemes as before. Biceps are pretty much the same thing as before. Keep the same things in mind. And then abs, exercise of your choice. I'll usually do like some leg raises or something for my second ab workout. But anyway, that is the workout. In summary, none of this is to failure. This is 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. If you get hit week 5 and you feel like you're falling apart, take a deload, start over again. This fits nicely. The 6-week one I have here fits nicely into a 20-week cycle. This is why I like to do a 20-week cycle for my off season, so I can get 3 loops through this hypertrophy program in my off season on a 20-week cycle. This year I didn't have enough time because my contest is coming up, so I only got 2 loops through. But you know, contest prep starts soon, so I didn't have a choice. But my preference is do 20-week cycle and have 3 loops through this, and by that time you're ready for a break. And then usually when I go on cruise with my gear, I'll pull the volume back to minimum effective volume for like 4 to 6 weeks just to give my body time to heal up, and then we start over again. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have questions. Put them in the comment section below. Hope this was helpful. Take care, guys.